Pattern Boldness.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things. Cream-colored ponies and crisp apple strudel, doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodle, wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things. Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters that melt into springs. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. Hi everybody, and welcome to my Sunday Sewing Week in Review. Well, I just finished what felt like a very busy week sewing-wise. I was working primarily on that blue herringbone, cotton herringbone suit that I mentioned last weekend. First I finished the jacket, then I did the pants. It should debut on the Mood Sewing Network this coming Tuesday, so of course I'll be sure to announce that on my blog. We did a photo shoot for it yesterday, and I have to say that in my experience, it's really challenging to photograph dark colors, solids in particular. And this is the suit, and you can just see in the light, when there's a lot of light, it's very high. It's highly reflective, so you see every little wrinkle and crinkle, or you just see a big solid blob. So maybe some of you out there with a lot of photography experience can make some recommendations. For the very first time, I actually had to ask Michael if we could take some more shots today, because I just wasn't happy with the results, and also the way I styled it wasn't very interesting. I got a few new patterns in the mail. One, of course, is this Willy Wear pattern. It's McCall's 8536 from 1983, and I used this pattern as inspiration for my suit pants. And as you know, I had some problems with the back pockets. It's on the blog. I ended up just stitching them closed, which is perhaps not the most elegant remedy to the problem that I had with them, which was that I hadn't put a facing on the back of the pocket, on the inside of the pocket, so you could see the pocketing right through the slit of the single welt pocket. Regardless, they're fine. I was relatively happy with them. I also got this 1930s pattern. Now, can you see that? It's a very pretty dress. There's no marking, there's no company name on the pattern, which is very strange, but it looks to me like it's some kind of mail order company. From the I would date this the early 1930s, maybe 1932, 1933. It's a lovely pattern. I realized going through the pattern pieces that it's missing the back bodice piece, but that's probably something I could draft pretty easily if I want to make the dress. Well, here's something fun. I got a free book in the mail. I seem to be on Lawrence King, the publisher's distribution list, and they're publishing a book of one of those Japanese pattern books. This one's called Casual Sweet Clothes, and there are some very pretty and relatively simple to make separates and dresses, and well, maybe I'll post something about this on the blog in the weeks ahead. Casual Sweet Clothes, it's called, by Noriko Sasahara. Now, one of you asked how I generally store my patterns. Well, this is what I do. as you can see, I generally take the pattern pieces out of the pattern envelope, and I put the whole thing in one of these Ziploc storage bags, and then they get stored either in that big wooden credenza that you sometimes see in my photographs, which has open shelving on the inside, or I put it in one of these collapsible fabric boxes where I store a lot of patterns. And I store my women's patterns separate from my men's patterns. But that's about it. I don't store by era. I don't organize things according to, let's say, whether I've used the pattern or whether I haven't. Just to be clear, if I get a pattern and I don't think I'm going to be using it right away, or I buy it at the flea market just because it looks very beautiful, I don't think I'm actually going to use it right away, then it just gets stored in the pattern envelope as is. And I have to say that sometimes it is frustrating. Sometimes I do find it hard to find things. I have to take everything out of one of the shelves and dig through. I have never come up with a better solution than that. And I'm not the most well-organized person, as you probably already know. So I'm always looking for a better solution, but I'm not looking very fervently. But if somebody has a great solution, I'd love to hear it. In any case, thanks so much for tuning into today's vlog. And as always, if you have any comments or questions, please leave them either on my blog, Male Pattern Boldness, or below on YouTube. Have a great week, everybody, and as always, happy sewing! It only takes a moment for your eyes to meet, and then your heart knows in a moment that you'll never be alone again. I held her for an instant, but my arms felt sure and strong. It only takes a moment to be loved a whole life long. These are a few of my favorite things when the... Sorry. These are a few of my favorite things. Garbage.